Look at them, miniature animals. They are so realistic these days. It is easy to see why kids spend hours playing with these things. What is hard to see right now though is a landscape, a beautiful one for these guys to frolic around in. It's time to get creative. Basically, creating a mountain range on 2 pieces of ply that I'm going to cut out with a jigsaw. And that's going to form the backdrop of the farm. Make sure you give all your cut edges a good sand. Now, for the land that the animals are going to run round on, a rectangular piece of ply. Next, I am attaching my mountainous landscape to the earth. I'm using glue and screws. You could use glue and nails if you like, but make sure that you pre-drill to avoid splitting. It is time to turn this ply into a landscape with paper mache over the top of chicken wire. Chicken wire is great because you can mould it into just about anything you want. I'm going to create a little bit of a hillside from this high corner back down onto the flat. Once you are happy with the form of your mountain, it's time to get into some paper mache. I use the form guide from the newspaper, it's about all it's good for. Tear it up into strips and then dunk those strips into a mix of PVA glue and water. I use about a third glue, 2/3 water. Depends how much you got left in the bottle. Once you've mixed it up, just lay them over the job. I always make up a little pulp mix. It's basically the same stuff, I just tear the paper up a lot smaller and let it soak in the glue mix overnight, and you get this. I can form up rocks, I can form up caves, whatever I want to put on the hillside. You do get a fair bit of liquid coming through when you do it this way, so I just lift up occasionally and mop up what comes out the bottom. Now it's a waiting game, because this really does need to dry out. The more water you used in your PVA glue mix, the longer you are going to have to wait. Woo! The paper mache is dry, and the way I've done it does take a couple of days to dry out properly, but have a look at this. Wherever there's ridges and corners in this stuff, it's really quite strong. So now that it is dry, I'm going to paint the paper mache and the surrounding landscape in a primer. While that coat of primer is drying on your landscape, it's a good time to address your fencing. Now, drill some fence post holes, same diameter as the dowel you're going to use for fence posts. And you space the holes about a paddle pop stick length apart. Now it is time to let your imagination do the decoration, and the sky's the limit. I'm going to start with a dry creek bed, just using some timber trim, and then just go to town. Paint the back of your hillside, whatever colour you like. Or maybe it hasn't rained in a while, you just paint the whole deck 50 shades of brown. Suit yourself. I'm going to put down some hobby grass. It is expensive, but I reckon it's well worth it. And I'm using contact spray adhesive. Stuff's awesome. It does really stick straight away. So get a friend to help you put it down nice and flat, or if you do get a wrinkle, don't worry, it could be a tree root. At this stage, the kids are really going to want to help out. So let them. If it's not perfect, that's perfect. And when you're finished, the memory of making it will mean just as much as watching them play with it. Wow, the hobby grass just transforms it. I mean, I can shut my eyes and be near on milking a cow right now, but I can't because I've got to put the fence in. Now you want to glue in your fence posts, not your gate post. The gate post has got to be able to turn, but glue the rest in with PVA. Now for your fencing rails, paddle pop sticks. Hot glue will make this dead set the easiest fencing job you have ever undertaken. Whether you've got a dry creek bed or a running stream, decorative pebbles are fantastic. I'm going to glue these in place. Keep in mind though, they're small, and anything small can be a choke hazard to a baby. Some lengths of 6mm threaded rod glued into some timber trim make a perfect cattle grid. Every farm should have one. And of course you've got to have a gate that opens. This one's creaky and closes. Beautiful. They will absolutely love it. If you're pretty happy with the hobby farm, give it a thumbs up, and if not, well, thumbs down. But if you subscribe, you'll get free DIY advice and tips for maintenance around your place. G'day. I've written a book. It's called How to Build a Billy Cart and Other Fun Stuff. It's in all good bookstores across Australia. If you think you might like a copy, give this vid a thumbs up.